everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see the ideal versus practical characteristic of op-amp. Characteristic of IC 741 op-amp. That is an operational amplifier. Okay, so firstly we can write the parameters. Then ideal characteristic of op-amp, value for the ideal characteristic and value for the practical characteristic. Okay, so first open loop voltage gain. Open loop voltage gain, already we know that in ideal the open loop voltage gain is infinite, and in practically it is a 2 raised to into 10 raised to 5. Then output impedance of operational amplifier, ideally it is a 0 but practically it is a 75 ohm. Then input impedance of operational amplifier, ideally it is a infinite but practically it is a 2 mega ohm. Then input offset current of op-amp, ideally it is a 0 but practically it is a 20 nano ampere. Then input offset voltage, ideally it is a 0 but practically it is a 2 millivolt. Bandwidth, ideally it should be infinite but practically it is a 1 megahertz. Common mode rejection ratio, for ideal op-amp it is a infinite and practically it is a 90 dB. Slew rate of op-amp, ideally it is infinite and practically it is a 0.5 volt per microsecond. Then input bias current of operational amplifier, ideally it is a 0 and practically it is a 80 nano ampere. And last, it is a power supply rejection ratio, ideally it is a 0 and practically it is a 3 microvolt per volt. Okay, so these are the different characteristic, ideal versus practical characteristic of operational amplifier, but for comparison purpose we can consider IC 741. Now we will discuss the configuration of op-amp. Okay, configuration, that is nothing but there are the two way we have to connect the op-amp in the circuit. So first, either we can use the open loop configuration, and second it is a closed loop configuration. Closed loop configuration. So firstly we will discuss the open loop configuration. In open loop configuration, that is nothing but we cannot connect the output of the amplifier to the input of the amplifier. Okay, so already we know that there are the two terminals of the op-amp, positive and negative. Okay, so we have to connect the two input signal, two different signal to the input side. Okay, and here is a V0. So this is a basic configuration diagram related with the open loop configuration. Here if you observing that there is a no output, it is again connected to the input side. Okay, so here at the output side we are getting only difference between these, because we know that it is a differential amplifier. So VD into whatever gain, so that is nothing but this is a open loop gain of the amplifier. Okay, so output it is depends upon the open loop gain, and in open loop gain it is a very high. So that is a open loop configuration. Okay, now we will see the closed loop configuration. Closed loop configuration of op-amp. Now in closed loop configuration, that is nothing but some part of the output it is connected to the, or it is fed back to the input side. Okay, by using a resistor. So that is called as a feedback resistor. Okay, some part of the output it is fed back to the input side. So maybe negative terminal or maybe positive terminal. Okay. Now by using this concept, either negative terminal we have to connect this feedback, or positive terminal. So that's why it having a two types, that is a positive feedback and negative feedback. Okay, now we will discuss the positive feedback. Positive feedback, that is nothing but we know that the op-amp having two terminals, one is a positive and second is a negative. Okay, positive terminal it is called as a non-inverting terminal. Okay, then we can say that the output of op-amp it is a feedback to the positive terminal of the op-amp, that is a non-inverting terminal of the op-amp. Then this circuit it is called as a positive feedback configuration. Okay. So in some applications we can use the positive feedback. For example, we can use for the comparator. These are the one of the application for the positive feedback. Then Smith trigger. So this is one of the circuits. For this we can use the positive feedback. Okay, and for the negative feedback, that is nothing but we have to connect the output of this circuit, it is a feedback to the negative terminal of the op-amp. So that is nothing but this one is V1 and this is a V2. Now this is a positive and this is a V0 RF. Okay, so that is a negative feedback. So normally for lot of application purpose we can use the negative feedback, or basically for the amplification purpose, whenever we are using operational amplifier as an amplifier, then we can use the negative feedback. Okay, so what are the advantages of the negative feedback? If we compare the advantages of negative feedback over the positive feedback, then negative feedback gives the lot of advantages. So firstly, it reduces the distortion. First advantage, it reduces the distortion. Then second, it increases the bandwidth. Okay, third, that is it increases the input resistance of op-amp. Increases input resistance of op-amp, because already we know that we have a input resistance of op-amp, it should be infinite. So in negative feedback it is automatically increases, and it decreases the output resistance of op-amp. Okay, and it reduces the gain. Last one, it reduces the gain and makes it controllable. So these are the different advantages of the negative feedback.